design we have seen in years, because the 2027 Honda Majesty does not look like a cautious family crossover. It looks like Honda has aimed directly at the full-size luxury establishment, added future-ready technology, and created an SUV with the presence of a private jet on all-terrain tires. But the most important detail is not its enormous body or dramatic lighting. It is the way this machine imagines Honda engineering at an entirely new level of comfort, intelligence, and prestige. Welcome to the Car Analyst, where we look beyond polished bodywork and giant screens to understand what a vehicle could really mean. Stay with this one, because the Majesty's most interesting idea is hidden inside the second row, and it could change how owners use a large SUV on long journeys. The Majesty shown here is a future-facing concept visualization, rather than a confirmed production model with final specifications. So the design and technologies represent what a next-generation Honda flagship could credibly become. The first impression is width. The hood is long, high, and almost horizontal, giving the Majesty a true full-size stance instead of the rounded profile of a crossover. A slim illuminated signature runs across the nose and meets sharply defined headlamps, visually stretching the vehicle from corner to corner. Deep lower intakes and vertical lighting elements create a recognizable nighttime identity without covering the front in unnecessary chrome. Amber roof markers add a heavy-duty character, while oversized all-terrain tires, black wheels, squared arches, and substantial side steps suggest confidence on rough roads. Above the beltline, glossy bodywork and dark glass create a more executive atmosphere. It is almost two vehicles in one. Luxury transport on top and serious adventure machine underneath. From the side, the wheelbase appears enormous. The roof stays high through the rear section, and the glass does not collapse into a fashionable coupe shape. That means the design is not sacrificing headroom, third-row comfort, or cargo space simply to look sporty. An integrated spoiler, shaped mirrors, and adjustable ride height could also help reduce drag and wind noise. The rear may be even more memorable. A full-width red light signature stretches across the tailgate and drops vertically at both corners, creating a strong illuminated frame. The spaced Majesty lettering gives the vehicle its own identity, while the centered Honda badge keeps it familiar. Lower down, the muscular bumper and large exhaust outlets suggest this vision has not abandoned combustion completely. So what could power it? The most believable solution would be an advanced plug-in hybrid system, combining a refined gasoline engine with strong electric assistance and electronically controlled all-wheel drive. In town, it could move quietly on electric power, respond instantly when joining traffic, and still preserve long-distance convenience. A fully electric version would also make sense if Honda could deliver rapid charging and genuine road trip range. The key would not be a sensational horsepower figure. It would be effortless delivery. Press the accelerator and the Majesty should gather speed in one smooth surge, with electric torque filling every hesitation. An adaptive air suspension could soften broken surfaces, lower the body at speed, and raise it for gravel or snow. Rear-wheel steering would help this long SUV maneuver in tight spaces while improving highway stability. Then you enter the cabin, and this is where the Majesty makes its strongest argument. The dashboard is built around a wide digital display that connects the instrument panel with the infotainment system without looking like a tablet glued to the dash. Slim vents, layered trim, and a continuous band of cool ambient lighting create a technical but calm environment. Physical controls still have an important role. The steering wheel uses clearly defined buttons, while the center console combines touch functions with a rotary controller and dedicated climate information. In a flagship, technology should reduce effort rather than create frustration. The driver should be able to change the temperature or select a camera view without searching through several menus. The AI system could recognize each driver, restore preferred seat and mirror positions, prepare the cabin temperature, load the usual route, and select a familiar audio profile. Over time, it could learn commuting habits, recommend charging or fuel stops, warn about changing weather, and precondition the vehicle before departure. Conversational voice control could even respond to a phrase such as, "I'm tired," by reducing the cabin brightness, activating seat ventilation, selecting a calmer route, and suggesting a safe rest stop. That is the kind of technology that feels genuinely intelligent. Not because it looks impressive during a demonstration, but because it quietly reduces stress during real journeys. Phones could work as secure digital keys, while over-the-air updates improve navigation, energy management, driver assistance, and entertainment without requiring a workshop visit. Instead of presenting passengers with disconnected apps and complicated menus, the Majesty would need to make every system feel like part of one intelligent digital ecosystem. Now look behind the front seats, because this is where the SUV stops feeling conventional and starts resembling a first-class lounge. The second-row captain's chairs appear broad, deeply padded, and individually adjustable, with generous headrests, dedicated screens, personal climate settings, charging access, and complete control over seating and media. The fold-out table changes the cabin completely. It turns the rear compartment into a mobile workspace, a private dining area, or a comfortable place to use a laptop during a long stop. Add fast connectivity, noise-canceling audio, and a properly isolated ride, and the Majesty could appeal equally to executives and families. This is the hidden strength of the concept. Many SUVs claim to offer luxury, but their second rows remain ordinary seats with extra stitching. The Majesty imagines the rear cabin as a destination in itself. It is not only somewhere passengers tolerate during the drive, it is somewhere they could work, relax, watch entertainment, or arrive feeling genuinely rested. Above, the panoramic glass roof opens the cabin visually, while star-like headliner lighting creates a softer atmosphere after dark. Ambient illumination traces the doors and center console without overwhelming the interior. The cool blue accents contrast with the light-quilted seats and darker structural surfaces, making the cabin feel modern rather than overly formal. The materials would be critical. Soft leather or sustainable premium upholstery, open-pore wood, precision-finished metal, and high-quality textured surfaces could give the Majesty the craftsmanship expected from a flagship. The challenge would be avoiding decorative excess. The interior should feel expensive because of how everything fits, moves, and responds, not because every surface is covered in glossy trim. Space should be one of the Majesty's greatest strengths. The squared body gives passengers room to sit naturally, and the long wheelbase creates the possibility of a genuinely useful third row. Power-operated seats could improve access, while a flat floor would make movement through the cabin easier. Fold the third row and the cargo area should handle large suitcases, sports equipment, shopping, or the mountain of bags that always appears during family travel. Even with every seat occupied, the upright tailgate and substantial rear section should preserve enough luggage room to make this a real three-row SUV rather than a two-row vehicle, with emergency seats hidden in the back. Daily usability would depend on wide opening doors, a low loading floor, multiple USB-C ports, strong rear climate control, durable lower cabin materials, and a clear surround view camera system. Powered side steps could deploy when needed. The suspension could lower for easier entry, and the tailgate could open automatically when the driver approaches with both hands full. The cameras would be particularly valuable because this is a large vehicle. A transparent hood view could help the driver see obstacles near the front wheels, while a three-dimensional parking display could make tight urban spaces far less intimidating. Trailer assistance could guide steering movements when reversing, and a remote parking function could move the SUV into a narrow space while the driver stands outside. Safety would need to be equally advanced. A next-generation Honda sensing system could combine cameras, radar, ultrasonic sensors, and possibly LiDAR to recognize vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, lane markings, and hidden hazards. On highways, assisted driving could manage speed, lane position, and following distance while continuously monitoring the driver's attention. In congested traffic, the system could handle repetitive acceleration, braking, and steering inputs, reducing fatigue without pretending the driver is no longer responsible. Emergency steering support, intersection collision prevention, blind zone intervention, connected traffic warnings, and occupant monitoring could form a quiet protective layer around the vehicle. The cabin could also detect a child or pet left behind and send an immediate warning to the owner's phone. More advanced driver monitoring might recognize unusual movements or a possible medical emergency. In that situation, the Majesty could activate its hazard lights, maintain lane position, gradually slow down, stop safely, and contact emergency services. Technology like this is far more meaningful than adding another entertainment screen, because it could protect occupants when they are most vulnerable. Emotionally, the Majesty would occupy a fascinating position. It would not need to copy European luxury SUVs or chase the excess of the largest American models. Its opportunity would be to deliver flagship space, intelligent electrification, reassuring usability, and premium comfort through a distinctly Honda approach. That means controls that make sense, engineering designed for daily life, and technology that remains useful after the novelty disappears. Some rivals may offer more aggressive performance or more prestigious badges, but the Majesty could counter with a calmer and more thoughtful ownership experience. There would still be serious questions. Could Honda deliver cabin isolation and materials worthy of a luxury price? Could an SUV this large remain efficient? Would the styling feel sophisticated in person rather than simply imposing? And could the brand preserve dependable ownership while introducing more complex software and electrified hardware? A concept cannot answer those questions, but it can show why they are worth asking. The difference between an impressive design study and a successful production flagship would come down to refinement. The sound of the doors closed, the smoothness of the suspension, the response of the software, the quality of the switches, and the way the vehicle feels after several hours on the road. The Majesty is really for people who want one vehicle to perform several roles without feeling compromised. Family transport during the week, a quiet long-distance cruiser on weekends, a connected workspace between meetings, and a capable all-weather machine when conditions become difficult. It is for buyers who appreciate technology but do not want every interaction to feel like operating a computer. It is also for families who need serious space but refuse to accept that practicality must look ordinary. If a production version stayed close to this vision, the 2027 Honda Majesty would not simply be a larger Honda SUV. It would represent a new ceiling for the brand, built around space, intelligence, calm performance, and a cabin designed to make every passenger feel considered. The dramatic body gets your attention, but the deeper idea is what keeps it. A future luxury SUV does not have to be louder, harsher, or more complicated. It can be smarter, more relaxing, and more human. That is why the Majesty feels less like another model year update and more like a glimpse at what Honda's ultimate SUV could become. Whether this exact concept ever reaches production or not, it captures where the segment is heading. Electrified performance, meaningful assistance technology, lounge-like comfort, and premium design that serves a real purpose. Tell us whether Honda should build a flagship like this or remain focused on smaller, more traditional SUVs. And if this deep look helped you see the Majesty beyond the surface, leave a like, subscribe to The Car Analyst, and share your verdict. Because ideas like this often reveal the future long before the showroom doors open.